And I've got a real problem with the lack of fire around this team the other night, and that's on the coach.
A coach that wasn't on the same page with her. So we were destroying her. Fast forward.
Caitlin wanted the whole crowd to boo her. Look, she was walking around. Look. Hey, Caitlin is a pure menace, dog.
You all stayed together when you were booing your coach. I've never seen that during a game before because of the timeout.
Steph yanked me, and she was like, this is like a learning moment.
But she passed up an open layup for her team because she had her coach in the back of her head.
Steph pulled me out and told me, this is a learning moment. Caitlin wanted the entire crowd to hear her feelings toward her coach. You all stood together when you booed your coach because of that timeout. She skipped an easy layup for her team because her coach's words were stuck in her mind.
But she passed up an open layup for her team because she had her coach in the back of her head.
You all stayed together when you were booing your coach. I've never seen that during a game before because of the timeout.
Caitlin wanted the whole crowd to boo her. Look, she was walking around. Look. Hey, Caitlin is a pure menace, dog.
Steph yanked me, and she was like, this is like a learning moment.
That was a big loss, and I put that on the coach. Boston even said, stop trying to get the crowd to boo the coach. A coach who just wasn't on the same page with her. A quick 3 to 4 second clip shows Caitlin's reaction or words toward Coach White's choice. That was a huge loss, and honestly, it felt like the coach didn't even show up.
And I've got a real problem with the lack of fire around this team the other night, and that's on the coach.
A coach that wasn't on the same page with her. So we were destroying her. Fast forward.
Boston like, look, stop trying to make the crowd boo our coach. She's like, nah, man, nah.
Because she wants Caitlin Clark to be Paige Beckers. It's very clear she wants Caitlin to be Paige.
It's like she wants Caitlin Clark to be Paige Buckers. Fine, go trade me for Paige. I started the fourth quarter and quickly had 2 or 3 turnovers in a row. Right after that, Steph pulled me and said, this is a learning moment. Yes, maybe you could have thrown a better pass. Maybe your teammate could have caught it. But was that the right move at that time?
I can't stand Stephanie White as a basketball coach for Caitlin Clark. I don't think that Stephanie White is a bad coach. Don't get it twisted. She's not a bad coach at all. I just don't think she's the right coach for Caitlin Clark. So let's take a listen to this.
Here's how I see it. I'd rather have Caitlin make 4 bold passes, even if 2 work and 2 don't, because when they work, they almost always lead to an easy basket.
But I think that's even been something like me and Steph have always talk about when we go and watch film. And even that New York game where I played really, really well. Obviously scored a lot of points. I think I had 9 assists or 10 assists that game.
She was a rebound and assist off a 32-point triple-double.
Caitlin wanted the whole crowd to boo the coach. She was walking around basically saying, this coach, right here. We already heard her comments about Stephanie White in that past interview with those sneaky hints.
Caitlin wanted the whole crowd to boo her. Look, she was walking around. Look. Hey, Caitlin is a pure menace, dog. She is a pure menace. She like, yeah, boo her, man. Boo this coach. Boo her right now. We already done heard what she had to say about Stephanie White in that interview, right? With the coding, the coded words, right? You know, gave me the key to the office. I heard what she was talking about with Bluter. I heard what she was talking about. And now she's out here booing this woman. Hey, come on, man. Stephanie, what you doing? I didn't understand this one, man.
Now here she is, making it even more obvious. Boston had to step in and pull her arms down, telling her, stop trying to get the crowd to boo the coach.
This was hilarious, though. Caitlin walking around looking at the crowd like, hey, boo her. Boo this woman, y'all. Don't even hesitate to do it. Boo her. And then Lil Boston had to come pull her arms down. Boston like, look, stop trying to make the crowd boo our coach. She's like, nah, man, nah.
You all stood together when you booed your coach. I've never seen anything like that in the middle of a game, all because of a timeout. Still, this team tries to enjoy themselves in the middle of tough times.
Just the fun this team is having, how is that going to help you all as you move forward?
Oh, we got to laugh to keep from crying. Losing Sid was big.
Losing Sid hurt badly. Losing Ari McDonald was another blow. And not having double C on the court is even worse. With those 3, Steph pulled me out and told me, this is a learning moment.
Losing Eric McDonough was big, and not having CC is even bigger. So those 3 not being here, we got to take every joy that we can, and we want to enjoy it while we can enjoy it, but also respect the game.
Congrats, Kelsey.
Caitlin wanted the entire crowd to hear her feelings toward her coach. You all stood together when you booed your coach because of that timeout. She skipped an easy layup for her team because her coach's words were stuck in her mind. That was a big loss, and I put that on the coach.
That was a massive loss. 35-point loss in a game where this team should have absolutely been motivated. Never mind the fact that they were playing a team that is in direct line with the playoff standings. You're in the playoff run now. All right, we're headed down that street of getting Caitlin Clark back.
Boston even said, "Stop trying to get the crowd to boo the coach." A coach who just wasn't on the same page with her. A quick 3 to 4 second clip shows Caitlin's reaction or words toward Coach White's choice. That was a huge...
She may be back. In theory, we're hearing maybe Tuesday. That would have been a huge win, a huge statement. And I've got a real problem with the lack of fire around this team the other night, and that's on the coach.
For the last month, Caitlin's been out. She's not coming back this week, and no one knows when she will.
This last month, Caitlin's out. She's not like coming back this week or coming. It's indefinite, right? And it's been that way for a month.
In the meantime, Stephanie White is just another WNBA coach working with random players. If this team were the Toledo Blue Hens instead of the Indiana Fever, no one would care. People are here for Caitlin. She literally skipped an easy layup because her coach's voice was in her head.
Stephanie White is just a WNBA coach coaching a bunch of random WNBA players. If they were the Toledo Blue Hens, not the Indiana Fever that we care about because we came here for Caitlin, and over time we've cared about these players as we've seen 50-something games of them play.
That's not something I like to hear. Caitlin plays on instinct. She's aggressive. She feeds off momentum.
And Kelsey had a wide open layup. Like, this is not like it was a difficult pass. It was a wide open layup. She literally passed up an open layup. But she passed up an open layup for her team because she had her coach in the back of her head. And I don't like hearing that. I don't like hearing that. Because this is a player who plays off instinct. This is a player who plays off runs. This is a player who plays aggressive.
If Stephanie White really wants her to play like Paige Bueckers, then Caitlin should just say, "I'm not the kind of player you want. Trade me for Paige."
If there's any passiveness in Caitlin Clark, I'm sorry that Stephanie White wants you to be Paige Bueckers. But if Stephanie White really wants you to be Paige Bueckers, go to Amber and be like, "Look, I'm clearly not the player this coach wants. Go trade me for Paige. Go trade me for Paige. Go send me to Dallas. Go send me to Dallas. I don't care."
Caitlin's a troublemaker in a funny way. I was confused myself. I thought, are we losing? Then why call a timeout here? She calls timeouts when they're not needed and doesn't call them when they are.
Caitlin is a pure menace, dog. She need to cut it out, man. This was hilarious, though. I was confused myself. I'm like, are we losing this game? Like, what are you calling a timeout for? She calls the timeouts when we don't need them. Don't call them when we need them. Come on, Stephanie. What are you doing, Steph? Come on now, man.
Come on, Steph. What are you doing? But Steph isn't wrong about one thing. This group is tough. This team has had so many reasons to quit this year. Caitlin goes down for weeks. Time to quit. Dana Bonner leaves. Time to quit.
This team has had every reason this year to quit. Caitlin Clark goes down for an extended period of time. Time to quit. Dewana Bonner quits on the team. Time to quit. Ghosted by a vet. Time to quit.
I think this is the most...
Head coach in and out. Time to quit. They've had chances to quit.
A veteran disappears without warning. Time to quit. The coach comes and goes. Time to quit. But they haven't quit. They've hung in there. They've stayed together. And when they do, that's when they play their best.
They've stuck it out, though.
This is the most resilient team I've ever been a part of, and I say that wholeheartedly. We've had a lot of mishap happen throughout the course of the season. I think throughout the course of it all, we've stayed resilient, and you guys get to see us at our best when we stay together and be resilient. So,
when Caitlin gives up the ball, it's usually to set up a better shot than she could take herself. That's a huge part of her game. We've seen it. She once had 19 assists in a single game last year. She's had 13 assists in a game at least 7 or 8 times. That's insane. All those Big Ten coaches figured that out long ago.
Interesting. Interesting. I'm going to go back to the Purdue coach. Don't want to take the ball out of somebody like that's hands. We're offering her the right of first refusal. I would have, whatever I ran, I would have the ball in her hands, not even necessarily to shoot, but to distribute, be the instigator of offense.
Caitlin brings high expectations and pressure because of what we were promised and what we assumed. Many of us assumed it too. But the truth is, this is the same team as last year, just with a few role players swapped. Last year, they won 13 games. Natasha Howe and Alyssa Smith got swapped. Sophie Cunningham came in for Christy Wallace. Ari McDonald got replaced by Erica Wheeler. The core stayed the same.
Caitlin brings all these expectations. Caitlin brings all of this pressure. Caitlin brings all of this because of what we were promised and what we assumed too. A lot of us assumed this too. Like the Fever, they are what they are. This is the same group that the year before Caitlin came won 13 games. You swap out Natasha Howe for Alyssa Smith. You swap out Sophie Cunningham for Christy Wallace. You swap out Ari McDonald for Erica Wheeler. You swap out, you know what I'm saying? Just different role players, same core. The same team that won 6 games the year before that. The same team that won 5 games the year before that. Being coached by some WNBA coach.
Could Caitlin be back at the end of the week? I wouldn't completely rule it out. But here's the question. When should you bring her back? Tell me in the comments.
We got a little bit of movement in the estimated return date going on the WNBA website. Are we going to see her Tuesday? I would be shocked. Are we going to see her at the tail end of this week? I wouldn't rule that out entirely. But when would you bring her back?
To me, this is a warning sign. I still believe the Indiana Fever is the right place for Caitlin. A Midwest team in Indianapolis. That's her spot. But that doesn't mean the coach or the front office always makes the right calls.
Savage Coffee and Tea Company, a fan, says, we'd love to hear your take on an upcoming video on the video that Stephen A. Smith put out today on the whole Wall Street Journal article and Cece.
And as fans, we still feel a little cheated. We feel like we were promised something and then it got taken away. We created the Caitlin Clark effect. Without the fans, there wouldn't be one. But maybe we need to put those resentments aside for a second and see the big picture. Caitlin was the best player on the floor by far.
That should be a proactive red flag flare going up. And I still believe the Indiana Fever is where Caitlin Clark should be. A Midwest team like Indiana, Indianapolis, that city, that's where she should be.
And yet she's getting benched for learning moments, while another player, Kelsey Mitchell, can do whatever she wants. I've said it before. There are 2 versions of Kelsey.
Caitlin Clark was the best player on the floor by a mile. She's getting whipped for learning moments while you've got a player who goes meep, meep, run, dribble. And by the way, like I'm not, everyone's being like, I hate Kelsey Mitchell.
One is amazing, cutting off the ball. The other is dribbling too much and forcing bad shots. She's allowed to play through mistakes, but Caitlin gets pulled for plays that aren't even that bad.
That, in my opinion, that shows a major lack of character. And that's exactly what Sophie Cunningham is saying happened here. All right? This is wild. DeWanna Bonner played with these players. Now, we got to remember, I called DeWanna Bonner out because even though she did not want to be in Indiana.
Coach, let Caitlin be Caitlin. Loosen up. Let this team have fun. Why call that timeout? That was pure trolling. I've never seen an entire bench so fired up.
Oh, my goodness. She's a maniac. I love her. Caitlin. Please let Caitlin be Caitlin. Let your hair down, coach. Let us have fun. Man, like, why did you call timeout? Such a troll. She be trolling, man. So unserious. I've never seen a whole bench in such uproar. Booing the crap out of her, dog. That's nuts. She's a menace. She is, man. She's so silly. This reminds me of something from last season. It's funnier this time around, though. I agree with her, even if I have no idea what's happening.
Booing their own coach. Caitlin's a handful, but in the most entertaining way. It's clear she doesn't like Caitlin's style of play.
Because she wants Caitlin Clark to be Paige Beckers. It's very clear she wants Caitlin to be Paige. And I'm not saying she doesn't think Caitlin's great, but she very clearly does not like the way Caitlin plays.
Boss is like, look, stop trying to make the crowd boo our coach. She's like, nah, man, nah.
You all stayed together when you were booing your coach. I've never seen that during a game before because of the timeout.
Around this team the other night, and that's on the coach.
A coach that wasn't on the same page with her. So we were destroying her. Fast forward.
Boston even said, stop trying to make the crowd boo coach. You all stuck together when you booed your coach.
Now, another old story has emerged as well, and that is Caitlin Clark's treatment across the WNBA. And, you know, whether it rises to the status of needing to be addressed by the government. There was a Wall Street Journal piece that I would have ignored, but I had some people reach out to me, and I had this comment in particular.
I've never seen that before in a game, and that's on the coach. A coach not in sync with her star.
Stephanie White's doing a phenomenal job in their eyes. Now, in our eyes, it's like, man, when Caitlin comes back, or like we're still resentful at her for rug pulling us and robbing us of what we actually want to see, you know, as the fans that actually created this mania, this effect. It's us, the fans. It's not just Caitlin, it's us. Without us, there's no Caitlin Clark effect. And we resent her. And we're holding on to resentments when really, if we took our resentments away, bottled them up, pushed them to the side, and looked at it.
If you love seeing the fire on the court, type CC22 in the comments, hit the like button, share it, and subscribe, because this drama is nowhere near over.
Caitlin Clark, apparently she's already doing full court sprinting. If Caitlin Clark was out for the season, she wouldn't be trying to rehab an injury in Russia. If Caitlin Clark was out for the season, she would be sitting out right now for a month.
Might be better than Steph Curry.
Bro, she's better than Steph Curry. She is.
This is your star. This is the face of your franchise, the face of your team.